Rangers are back in action this afternoon as we take on Motherwell at Ibrox. In today's video, we will go over the build-up to this game, whilst going over all the latest Rangers news from the last 24 hours, which includes the massive transfer deal that has been completed. There is so much to discuss in today's video. But before we get into that, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel for more Rangers content. But first, Rangers supporters will be in full voice at Celtic Park for the upcoming Old Firm derby on March 16th, as both Glasgow Giants have agreed to allocate a reciprocal percentage of tickets for away fans. With Celtic Park boasting a capacity of just over 60,000, the segregation for visiting supporters will slightly reduce that number, but Rangers fans will still have a notable presence in Glasgow's East End. The two clubs have agreed to offer approximately 4% of the saleable capacity to away supporters, ensuring Rangers fans can travel across the city to support their team in this highly anticipated clash. It's estimated that Rangers could have around 2,400 tickets available to sell. The agreement will also be in place when Celtic arrive at Ibrox once the post-split fixtures are announced. Away supporters have been notably absent from recent derby games due to a series of long-standing issues. These decisions were largely made to reduce violence and disruption amid security problems, which had marred previous encounters. While there have been occasional moves to allow away fans back in recent years, the current agreement is a significant step toward restoring the tradition of both sets of supporters being present at derby matches. Now for the main story, as Rangers defender Leon King has joined Scottish Championship club Queen's Park on an emergency loan deal until the end of the season. Queen's Park have been keen to bolster their defensive options before the Scottish loan window closes at the end of February. Celtic defender Dane Murray enjoyed an impressive temporary spell at Queen's Park before returning to Parkhead in January, and they have now replaced him with the addition of Rangers youngster King. The 21-year-old will be looking to make a similar impact to Murray at Hampden Park, and is seeking to gain regular first-team football, having struggled for game time at Ibrox this season. King, who has Champions League and Europa League experience, was limited to just 5 substitute appearances across all competitions under former Rangers boss Philippe Clement, who was sacked last weekend. Rangers' new head coach Barry Ferguson has now sanctioned King's short-term exit, with John Souttar, Robin Propper, Leon Balogun, and Clinton Enciala all deemed ahead of the Barhead-born defender in the first-team pecking order. King joins a Queen's Park side who surprisingly knocked Rangers out of the Scottish Cup 5th round earlier this month, winning 1-0 at Ibrox. Callum Davidson's side currently sits 7th in the Scottish Championship standings, 8 points behind the playoff spots, with 2 games in hand on Partick Thistle in 4th. King, a Scotland under-21 international, may have been registered in time to make his Queen's Park debut away against Wraith Rovers on Saturday afternoon. What do you make of this deal? Let me know down below. Before we get into our next story, if you are enjoying today's video, please make sure you drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel for more Rangers content. Thank you. Let's get back into the video. In other news, Rangers will aim to build momentum after their first victory under interim manager Barry Ferguson when they take on top 6 hopefuls Motherwell in the Scottish Premiership this Saturday afternoon. Ferguson's side comes into this fixture on a high following a dramatic 4-2 comeback win against Kilmarnock in his debut as caretaker boss. Meanwhile, Motherwell secured a 2-1 triumph over Dundee in Michael Wimmer's first game as their new head coach, adding intrigue to this matchup between two sides riding the wave of recent managerial changes. For Rangers, this season has been a rollercoaster of inconsistency, culminating in the dismissal of Philippe Clement. The Belgian, appointed in October 2023, oversaw a poor start to the 2024-25 campaign, with the team enduring their worst league performance after 12 matches since the 2016-17 season. Under Clement, Rangers struggled to live up to their usual high standards, failing to qualify for the Champions League, losing the Scottish League Cup final to Celtic, and suffering a shock exit from the Scottish Cup at the hands of Queen's Park. Despite some improvements, they couldn't close the gap to a dominant Celtic, who sit 13 points clear at the top of the table. The frustration reached its peak when Rangers missed an opportunity to close the gap to 10 points after Celtic's rare slip-up against Hibernian. Instead of capitalising, Rangers fell to a 2-0 defeat against St Mirren, which ultimately cost Clement his job. This paved the way for Ferguson's temporary appointment until the end of the season, giving the former Rangers captain a chance to reignite the club's form and perhaps stake a claim for the permanent managerial role. Ferguson's reign nearly began in disaster, as his side found themselves 2-0 down against Kilmarnock within the first 14 minutes. However, a stunning response saw Rangers storm back, scoring 4 unanswered goals, 3 of which came in the second half, to secure a morale-boosting 4-2 victory. This impressive turnaround provided a glimpse of Ferguson's influence and will undoubtedly fuel hopes that he can steer Rangers to a strong finish in the league. However, Ferguson's second test as interim manager could be a tricky one. Motherwell arrives at Ibrox buoyed by a victory in Wimmer's first game at the helm. The Steelmen have endured a tumultuous period of their own, with former boss Stuart Kettlewell resigning after back-to-back defeats to bottom of the table St Johnstone, citing abuse as a factor in his decision to step down. Stephen Frail briefly took charge but failed to halt the team's slide, losing all 3 matches under his tenure. Wimmer's appointment, however, has brought an immediate change in fortunes, as his side claimed a much-needed 2-1 victory against Dundee, propelling them to 8th in the league and just 2 points behind 6th-placed Hearts. Wimmer will be hoping that Motherwell's new manager bounce can continue as they set their sights on a rare victory against Rangers. However, history is not on their side, as they've won just one of their last 23 meetings with the Glasgow Giants. Rangers will be determined to extend that dominance, but they face some key injury concerns. Connor Barron, Dujon Sterling, John Suter, and Horatio Casemiro are all expected to miss out, while Clinton and Ziala's early exit against Kilmarnock leaves Ridvan Yilmaz as the likely replacement in defence. Despite these potential setbacks, Rangers still boast a formidable attacking lineup. Mohamed Diomande was instrumental in their comeback against Kilmarnock, providing 2 crucial assists, while Cyril Dessers delivered a clinical performance, scoring twice in just 11 minutes. Both players will likely feature from the start on Saturday, as Rangers look to build on their resurgence under Ferguson and keep the pressure on Celtic. This match promises to be an intriguing contest between 2 teams in transition, with Ferguson keen to solidify his candidacy for the full-time managerial role, and Wimmer looking to guide Motherwell into the top 6. With both sides coming off victories in their managers' debuts, Saturday's clash at Ibrox is set to be a captivating affair. So tell me, how do you see this game going? Despite the impressive comeback for Rangers midweek, we still showed how leaky we can be at the back after conceding 2 goals in just 14 minutes. We were fortunate we were able to ignite a comeback which saw us take all 3 points, but had Dessers had one of his off days that night, we wouldn't be singing the team's praises right now. Ferguson needs to put a solid lineup out which is capable of winning this game with ease. Motherwell arguably have more to fight for this season domestically, with Rangers relying on Celtic dropping off massively to close the gap. However, Motherwell are only a few points off the top 6 and would like to break in before the split. However, it is still hard to bet against Rangers, as overall our performance against Kilmarnock was dominant and the players looked completely different, as if they had found a new life, probably something to do with the change of manager. So let's hope Rangers can go out there and repeat their dominant performance from midweek to secure some valuable momentum going into our Europa League fixture next week. But let me know what you think. But that is all for today's video. Thank you for watching. I hope you did enjoy. If you did, please drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel for daily Rangers content. Thank you. I'll see you in the next video.